live from the studios of Hamilton Radio. Welcome to Souled Out, the only Christian music program dedicated to independent Christian artists, their music, and their ministries. Now, here is your host, Ministry Director of the Souled Out Coffee House and live sound engineer, John Akunzo. Thank you so much for joining us today on Souled Out. We pray the program was truly a blessing to you.
All right. Well, I have no headphones, so I'm assuming I am alive, and welcome to Sold Out. You're tuned in to Hamilton Radio, channel HR2, and I will have headphones soon, Lord willing, so I'll be able to hear what's going on. This is our debut appearance in the brand new studio, so I hope you like the decor. I hope you like how it looks to you out there. It certainly sounds a whole lot better, and it's really, really nice and warm sounding and soundproof, so I'm really thankful to God. Anyway, I don't know what you guys have been up to, but I know it's been real busy trying to get guests on the show and get ready to go. We have a new program coordinator. Her name is Janine Jandomenico, and she's doing a great job of getting us guests and making sure everything is ready to rock and roll here on the Sold Out program. So today, I'm very happy to welcome to the studio all the way from the Cleveland, Ohio area, Mr. I want to say Daniel Kirkley, but that's not correct. It's Daniel Shipley, because we're both tired. We did worship at Hamilton Square at Hamilton Baptist Church this morning, Robbinsville, right across the street, and we are exhausted because being musician type people, you guys know I'm a sound man. He's a musician. We kind of flourish at night. We're not like, I'm not a morning person.
Definitely not a morning person.
No, but I tell you, somebody who seems like she is, because she's still got a smile on her face, is Daniel's lovely wife, Gabrielle, who's sitting over here, is also going to be singing.
Hi.
How you doing, Gabrielle?
Good. How are you?
Good. We're so glad you guys took the ride out. And according to Danny's text, he's just glad to get out of Ohio and be singing with his wife.
Oh, yeah.
That's admirable. And today will be no exception. You did a great job with the worship at Pastor Schaefer's church this morning. For those of you who don't know Pastor Schaefer by name, on the second and fourth Sunday from 4 to 5, he has the ER, known as Empowerment Radio. But, of course, we play up the little ER thing, like the sound wave, so people can remember it. Because basically, if you're in need of a spiritual emergency room, ER Radio is the place for you. And Pastor Schaefer just does a great job. It was a really inspiring message this morning. And Danny and Gabrielle did a great job on the worship that precedes the service. So really grateful that they're out here with us today. And so as soon as I get my playlist, we could have some songs in the box. And as soon as we get my headphones, we could do a lot more too. So in the meantime, we'll ask the usual questions when we have a guest on the show, like, are you like one of them child prodigies who've been doing this since you were 3 years old and playing Beethoven blindfolded and all that stuff? Or if not, and you're like most musicians, how did you get to be where you are now? What started it all for you musically?
I think musically what started for me was when I was 4 and I watched Top Gun, and then the intro of that movie was like my favorite rock song.
Wow. And
that would be the beginning of it. But my family is... my dad's been a pastor most of his life and a minister, and my family's all musicians, and they all play piano, and I wanted to be a drummer, and then I slowly made my way to guitar when I was about 15 years old. I'm 27 now, so I've been doing it a little while.
So you just so it's 15 to 27. That's pretty good. It's almost a child prodigy, for crying out loud. I started playing guitar when I was 14, only because my dad got me one for Christmas, and it sat there and collected dust and became just a nice piece of furniture.
Oh, wow.
And then I decided to start playing it, and although I prefer to be on the button side of the wires.
Yeah.
But I can play, and the good thing about that is when an artist like yourself comes to the coffee house, you say, well, I need this kind of a sound or this kind of a vibe, then I know exactly what you want, and how to achieve it by turning the dials a certain way or whatever. And Gabrielle, same question. I mean, obviously you have an unbelievable singing voice. And you said you played flute for 5 minutes. So was that it, or something like that?
I played the clarinet.
For 9 months. 9 months. Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah,
and so I guess you decided to put the clarinet down.
Yeah, I was not into it after a while. being a woodwind instrument, there's something about the way the reed like ricochets.
Yes.
People who play it would know what I'm talking about. So I just couldn't do it. After.
Well, my good friend Shira, who was a Jewish young lady that I knew and who's responsible, even though to this day she hasn't received the Lord as her Savior, but she's responsible for bringing me to the Lord. The Lord used a non-believer to bring me to the Lord, and that's another long story. But she was a clarinetist in the Glen Ridge, New Jersey High School marching band, and the whole thing was the squeak.
Yeah.
And all they would just yell at her because they'd be playing and they'd be going along, they'd be on the last measure, and all of a sudden she'd squeak, "Shira, don't squeak!" And they stop, and the whole band would just stop dead. It'd be like an E.F. Hutton commercial, and when E.F. Hutton talks, the whole band would just stop dead. So I know what you're talking about. That if you miss one little nuance of it, and if your muscle strength and your lips aren't the way they should be, you're gonna squeak.
It's really unforgiving. Yeah.
You're gonna be playing it.
I really want it.
That's the end of the song.
I really want to get Gabrielle sometime to play clarinet for one of our live shows.
Why
Or
don't we
just
do it?
Flute or something
Oh
sometime.
my
It'd be so
God.
wonderful.
If not, if you really want to
Yeah.
be nice, get her the clarinet that doesn't have the reeds, which
Yeah.
is known as the flutophone or recorder, because you could play the recorder because you can't squeak.
Maybe.
The only thing you would do is if you miss a note with your hands, but you won't squeak.
Yeah.
So play the recorder. That'd be great, right?
Maybe. Who knows?
That'd be great.
Who knows?
But you could definitely sing. So that's a
thank
redeeming
you.
grace that God has given you and a gift.
Thank you.
And like Pastor Ed noticed this morning, you guys aren't really looking at the audience. You're looking within.
Definitely not during worship. No, we try to just make it about God as much as we can, because we're not here to gain attention for us, and we want to feel the room out. We want to feel what everybody's feeling and such. But you want as much to be going up as you can possibly.
Yeah.
in
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
And it's all about God, and leave the rest.
Yeah.
Leave the rest.
No, Scripture tells us we must decrease so that He can increase. We must decrease.
Yeah.
So how we doing there, Reuben? And nobody could hear him, but he's here. He's with us. So we just need to get our headphones plugged in and my playlist, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Oh, there it is. So now I'll know it's going to be back here now.
Oh yeah.
And let's see. Let's see if I hear anything. Do I hear anything? Yay! All right. This is wonderful. Wow. It's like I went to the audiologist, got an ear operation. It's amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, there you go. See that?
Ooh.
Now we can hear. Can you hear yourself, Danny?
Yeah, I've been hearing myself the whole time.
Oh yeah, you're
Sorry,
a lucky
guys.
guy because we had to do sound check on you.
I hear me.
So
hear
we're just grateful to have you. Now, after you're done here, do you have to drive like all the way back home?
Yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to stay overnight somewhere, but
Yep.
but so there's no other because I wanted to just let people know if you were going to play someplace either on the way home or someplace that they could come and see you.
That would be this morning and last night. We're just doing the weekend warrior thing this time around,
Okay.
but hopefully again we'll be back in New Jersey and in Pennsylvania and everything soon, sometime Philadelphia.
That's awesome. So if any of you guys out there like what you hear and you have a coffee house or a worship service or something that you'd like, some really gifted worship and special music, just let Danny know because we're going to make sure we give you his contact information before we get off the air today. But Danny and Gabrielle will be with us for the whole show today. They are the featured artists today, and we're really honored to have them. As I said, I was introduced to Danny by my good buddy Don Heckler, who runs Karen's Place. If you know anything about Karen's Place, they've been in the business over 21 years. And my coffee house is going to be having its 19th anniversary in October. And since I took over probably about 10 of those 19 years ago, I took over from the original director, I immediately started I always used to attend Karen's Place when I first moved here because I really missed having a coffee house. And having no idea that one day my friend Larry would say, "Oh, just come to the coffee house. You don't have to get involved. Just come." And I would get involved after I came, not knowing that was it. Because after I started coming and I started helping my friend Larry get artists like you guys coming out from all over the country. How do you get these people coming from all over the country for a free will offering? I said, I don't know. It's probably because I did a coffee house in Jersey way back in the 90s, and I got a Rolodex that goes back to the 80s with artists,
Yeah.
And so they know me, and they know that when John does stuff for them, that John's going to take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's a free will offering, they just like to come out. I just thank God that they like me, because they, and they're really dedicated to doing their music for God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing. So we're grateful for that. But if you like anything when you come to Sold Out about the Sold Out Coffee House, it's because of Don. If there's any characteristics of our coffee house that you like when you come visit, it's all because of Don and his mentorship. And so tell us about last night when you get your headphones switched there. How was it?
Don, it was great at Karen's house.
Karen's place.
Karen's place. It was wonderful. It was just a nice little intimate, little show, and it was just great warm up for what we're doing today. And it's just wonderful to sing with my wife again and just be a part of something out of state. And just
and go through the Hamilton Radio musical headphone ritual for those of you watching us.
Hey,
we like to. We just do this the whole time because that's how we stay awake. The whole time after each segment, we're gonna just keep switching headphones back and forth and stay awake that way. But anyway, but Don is such a great guy.
Yeah. He's really a character.
And he's he could be a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
If you ever
I got something to tell you about that. He actually he said that we were on a world tour. We were in Nepal and we went to India.
He made it all up?
All over Europe and all of it. And then he said that the song Danny Boy in Ireland is actually about this guy right here. So here he goes.
Yeah,
that's how he threw me out to the
He's
sharks.
really 75 years old, but he doesn't look a day over 20.
Hilarious.
We told him he could tell a joke about our small dog, and he went up there.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's funny when he gives out door prizes.
Yeah.
Because he gets them from all over, from you name it, gift shops, car washes. They give out door prizes, and he'll ask a trivia question, or he'll give you tickets when you come in, and he'll get a young person. Because the good thing about Karen's place is, unlike other coffee houses, little children like to go there.
Yeah.
And they actually pay attention. They don't run around and be bombastic. And so he'll always pull one of them that's been exceptionally well behaved and say, "I want you to come help me pull the number out." And then every 2 seconds, say, "Let's have a hand for Noah here. It's Noah. Let's have a hand for Noah." And he introduced him 17,000 times. And after a while, "Did I introduce you to Noah? Noah here, play the Noah." And he does that the whole time. Don is just a panic, man. He's a panic. I love that guy.
He's an energy-packed old man. He's an energy-packed man.
I
should say young man, because he definitely acts like a young man.
If he continues that way, he's never going to grow old. He's going to be like Peter Pan. He's never going to grow old. The Peter Pan of Christian Coffee House.
There we go.
There you go. But and every time I need an artist and I don't know who to get, I call him and he got a real good recommendation.
Wow.
Or I'll just go to my coffee house on the first Saturday of the month. So that's why I wasn't there last night.
Yeah.
But he also has one on the second Saturday of the month.
What a guy.
So that means that what I do every month, I go to his coffee house, and that becomes my audition for my coffee house. I don't know where that feedback's coming from, but I just want anybody to blow their eardrum before they go back to Cincinnati.
Cleveland.
Or Cleveland. Or Dayton, or any of those places. I told you I have friends out that way.
Oh, yeah.
But when I'm tired, I can't remember where I am. You're lucky I remember that we're on Hamilton Radio Channel HR2, and you're listening to the Sold Out program today. So while Ruben is getting all my playlists ready in the marvelous control room, I'm so used to having him in here with us. So at least he could be in my headphones if he wants to, and he could be on the speakers for you. But we miss having him in here with us. But I have to get used to all this modern technology stuff. Eventually, we'll see him on the screen. There's going to be a camera over there, and you'll be able to see him up there.
Yeah.
So anyway, what song would you like to start off with? Normally, I start off with some songs in a box and come back, but we're going to start off with something live today.
Okay. It's my song called "Show Me Who You Are." I wrote this while I was actually on tour in 2017, and it's about marriage. So.
Okay, Danny Shipley live on the Sold Out Radio program.
Take me to your table. Take me to places I forgot. Whoa, like old feelings rushing in. I found what I lost again. I got a new song inside my heart. And take this like new freedom. Like new joy. I got a new song inside of me. I got a new song inside my heart. Said I'd buy you a big house. You can listen to those Blue Jays in the morning. I'm not alone anymore. I'm not afraid anymore. I sing now in the morning. And he said, show me who you are. He said, show me who you are. He said, show me who you are. And I'll find you. And take me to your table. Take me to places I forgot. Like a wind's rushing in, I found I lost again. You put a new song in my heart. You said, show me who you are. You said, show me who you are. You said, show me who you are. And I'll find you.
All right, that was Daniel Shipley and Gabrielle live on the Sold Out Radio program. That was awesome, man. And Ruben, if you're listening, just give us a little bit less guitar in the mix and a little bit more of Gabrielle and her background vocals in the mix. See, one good thing is I could like hand gesture him when he was across when the studio was across the room. I say, up here, did this, that. I can't do that. So anyway, and go ahead, tell her what you need her to do. And I don't know what's feeding back because there shouldn't be anything feeding back. I would turn off all the mics except the ones we're using.
No, I can turn off the mics. It's probably the guitar.
Is it the guitar?
It might be.
Could be.
Oh, it's the headphones. Okay.
Okay, very good. Well, I got mine covered up. Usually I don't keep them on my ear, but today I have them covered, so hopefully they're not causing an issue because my headphone mix is fine. I don't need any more volume. I'm good. So anyway, that was awesome, man. And it's just I just love the stuff. I was kind of I was disappointed I couldn't come last night. But if Don's Coffee House wasn't last night, I would have had you come down and open up for the Paul Paoli band. Yeah. Even though I didn't normally take an opener, but I think that Paul would have liked your music too. They were just awesome. They blew the roof off the place last night. So how was the turnout last night? A good amount of people? Because sometimes it could be feast or famine up there.
I really didn't know what to expect. They said it was Karen's basement, so I was expecting. There was so much information going on between me and my manager that I was just like, okay, is it a basement? Like, are we literally going to a basement?
It is a basement.
And then we pulled up to a church.
It's a basement.
It was a church basement, and it had a lot of lights. And I was like, okay, they have lights. They got people.
Yeah, and they've been doing it for 20-some odd years down there. And I don't know whether Don told you the story about the roof panel. He did,
briefly.
That's why if you notice, it's like I feel like the land of misfit toys back there, or like the Munchkin land, whatever. Yeah. But the ceiling's so low because of the bedrock, they couldn't dig any deeper beneath the church. But it's pretty funny. Yeah. Did he also tell you how Karen's place came to be?
No, he didn't go into that detail. He just said the ceiling.
Well, okay. Well, the thing about Karen's place is there was somebody in the church named Karen who used to do these periodic coffee house, and she was like a really good cook. She cooked a different dish every month, and that would be the featured dish. And she kind of like got cancer and went to be with the Lord. Yeah. And so I don't know exactly what year it was that she passed, and then what year they actually started Karen's place, but Don was part of that ministry also.
Yeah.
And he thought that, well, we could keep this going, and why don't we like name it after her?
Yeah.
So they named it. So just because that's what they would call it when she did the catering nights, it was called Karen's Place also. So they called it Karen's Place. And as Don says, the only underground Christian music club in Bucks County.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and because of him, we're the only underground Christian music club in Philadelphia County. Because Philadelphia is its own county. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
But Philadelphia is its own county. It's not just a city. It's a county. And it's the only town in that county. That's how many people live in Philadelphia.
There's a fun facts to learn because it's my first time. It's like my first time in Philadelphia.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
all over United States of America, but not really to New Jersey.
Yeah, I know we got a lot of
Philadelphia.
listeners in Finland right now, and you don't know what the heck we're talking about. But those listeners from the tri-state, he didn't know what Wawa was.
Oh, gosh.
Everybody. So now he knows what Wawa is.
Wow,
We drove past
driving
like
in.
about 8 of them, and I was like,
Wawa.
"What is
What is
Wawa?
Wawa? Is
It's
it
a
ice
gas
cream? Is it
station."
water? Is it
That's the first
gas?
thing I thought it was water
Yeah.
when I first moved out this way.
They got water in Wawa.
But then I saw the bird. I said, "Is that a bird?
it
Is
a
that a
bird?
Wawa bird? You know, because it's a bird. The logo
I
is
was
a
guessing.
Is that like a
bird
Wawa hawk or something like that?" And then I found out that, believe it or not, it is at a convenience store chain,
Yeah.
but it's located in Wawa, Pennsylvania. So there actually is a town of
Yeah.
Wawa, Pennsylvania. I didn't know that until I moved here
Oh wow.
in 2005. I had no idea.
Guitar cable.
What are you guys doing over there?
I gotta get my guitar cable for my next song, and I forgot to get it. So
Okay.
Gabby's gonna go over there and grab it.
So she's
real
gotta do
quick.
that. That's
Sorry,
fine.
honey. It's inside the. If you open up the case,
There you go.
inside.
Yeah, we're informal here. Like I said, when we were having our lunch at Friendly's, I just told him it's an informal discussion. You know, the only thing she got to do is remember to walk behind the camera next time when she comes back. That's okay. You know, because it's too low of a camera for her to duck. If it was one of the big high ones that she could just kind of duck underneath, it's too low. You have to do the limbo in order to duck.
So you
underneath.
gotta open up the little flip thing. I'll just get it. I mean, I could get.
And for you, those of you that don't know what capos are, you basically it changes the key without having to change the chording, and it makes it a whole lot easier for us guitar players. That much I remember.
When you have a certain key, it needs to be a little bit higher, a little bit lower. It's just perfect. I'm
Okay.
gonna grab my capo right here, really
Okay.
quick. 1 second.
And hopefully, if Ruben's done with my playlist, what we could do is we could put some songs in the box, and I'll give you plenty of time to get situated as well. But we'll go from there. That was a free extra tune you just heard there, guys. Like I said, we do this live, and like I said, I want to know what you guys think about having a live band in here and having an audience, a small audience in. Yes, the place is big enough that we could do that now, and I'm thinking on a quarterly basis, since of course I do the Sold Out Coffee House, which is how we got the name for the program, that we would call it, and do a quarterly on-air coffee house. Now we got to watch to make sure Gabrielle doesn't step on the guitar. I can't tell you how many times I've stepped on people's guitars in my past.
Oh gosh.
That's a very disastrous thing that happens.
Yeah, it's like dropping your cell phone basically.
Okay.
For guitars, pretty much.
So you have your capo?
Got my
I see
capo.
it is trusty Kaiser, as we love Kaisers.
I bought this online for I think it was about $1.25 off eBay. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding.
They're good, man.
Because it's so used. I didn't care. It's
They
always
work.
worked, right?
They work.
Yeah.
So I also want to let the people know that our next coffee house, if you are in the Philadelphia area, is coming basically on June the 1st. And we have a band that finished, I think they were in 4th place at our last Battle of the Christian Bands called Paging Samuel. And they're a great band from Philadelphia, and we're looking forward to having all of you that are in the area join us on Saturday, June 1st. Our doors open at 6:30. We start at 7. And then we run all the way through till about 9:30, because we know that Saturday night we want to make sure people could get up to go to church the next day, and so we don't want to end too late. But at the same time, we have a blast. Last night was the Paul Paoli band, and if you listen to the show for any length of time, you know we play a lot of Paul Paoli as well. He's a great guy. So whilst I am still waiting for my playlist, basically because I can't even move to go check on it. What do you got for us? Give us another tune there, Danny.
This one, I put this out on my EP in 2014. Got played on a few radio stations. Got into indie film in Canada. Won a few awards in there. This one's called "Call to the Waves."
Oh, good. We got to talk about the film thing because that's what. And you know, Ruben's a filmmaker. He's at Iron Horse Films is his.
Oh wow!
So you got. I didn't even know that. So that's good. We're going to talk about that when we come back.
Okay.
So what's the name of the tune there, everybody? As you get your headphones all situated.
Holding a guitar and headphones at the same time. It's like it's a different dance than I'm used to.
So
This one's called "Called to the Waves."
Call to the Waves. Danny Shipley live on Hamilton Radio.
Once I bet I get a little closer, you said leave it all behind. Told me there's a simple life and a kingdom before you. Oh, we couldn't change the world. Rich man come now before you, save all his days. Told me there's a simple life and a kingdom before you. Oh, we couldn't change the world. And I said I want love higher, and I said I want love deeper, and I said I want love higher, and I said I want love deeper. I'm called to wait. I'm called to the way. Healing the sick and the blind. What kind of man could do this? Oh, you told him you could walk like him. Oh, we could change the world. And I said I want love higher, and I said I want love deeper. Oh, and I said I want love higher, and I said I want love deeper. I'm called to wait. I'm called to wait. I'm called to wait. Now you call me out to the water. Say you had a faith to walk on water. Then you can walk out to me. We could change it all. And I said I want love higher, and I said I want love deeper, and I said I want love higher. Oh, and I said I want love deeper, and I said I want love higher. Oh, and I said I want love deeper, and I said I want love higher, and I said I want love deeper. I'm called to wait. I'm called to wait.
That's Danny Shipley and Gabrielle Shipley live here
Thank
on
you.
Hamilton Radio. Boy, that was good. I kind of was looking forward to some of the originals because obviously today we had to stick with the worship.
Yeah.
All those were, like I said, I don't keep up with modern worship like I should, but were they all like worship tunes from other groups, or was one of those an original? I don't know what I sensed that one of those worship tunes was an original today.
Me and Gabrielle, a lot of time, we kind of paraphrase off whatever it is and whatever we're feeling kind of like in the setting. And we don't, even what we're doing right now, we don't really plan it out entirely. But
Awesome.
She is so good at sticking close to, she's like right here, like it feels like so close to what I envision for like just two people singing and just maybe even an acoustic set like this. So we don't really plan a whole lot, but we make each song that we do, if it's a cover or whatever, worship cover, we try to make it our own. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, it shows, and also we know why God put you guys together.
Oh yeah.
It's just an amazing team that you guys have, an amazing bond that you have, and
Thank you.
And it shows, like I said, when you were worshiping this morning, it was all of one accord. It's very hard to hide your emotions sometimes, and if you guys are having a rift in the water, it would show. A lot of times, it would show through. So I saw a complete, at least this morning. Anyway, I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did before you got there.
Oh no!
But it was definitely of one accord and a kindred spirit once you got up in front of everybody this morning. I didn't sense nothing going on in the sidelines there.
No, marriage is a growing thing, and it's just an inspiring thing. I mean, I made my last song that I played before this one just basically about that, and marriage can be everything you put into it, basically, is my viewpoint on it.
That's
and,
right.
Yeah, it's always a work in progress, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, Ruben, if I'm sure you're listening to me. If you just give me a little bit less of the guitar and a little bit more, that was better than the first song, but we're getting there. That's the good thing about live radio. And if we do a live coffee house in here, it'd be great because we'll have like a whole little 40-minute set right here on the floor. So I can't wait till we get to that point.
Yeah.
But we got the facility for it, and we got everything else.
Yeah.
So you're listening to the Sold Out Radio program here on HamiltonRadio.net, channel HR2. The best way to hear us right now is our website is a work in progress, but you can still go to www.hamiltonradio.net, is to download our free app, which is available for both the iPhone structure as well as for Android by going to your respective stores. I guess for iPhone, you'd go to the iTunes store. And for Android, of course, you go to the Google Play Store. But it's Hamilton Radio 3.0, and we're on channel 2 there. Eventually, we are going to have a full-time Christian channel here, because it's amazing how this wonderful secular station invited Art Silvano and myself to start a program some 6 years ago now. And it was called Sunday Worship and Talk with Art and John. So that's why, if you notice, that used to be the first and third Sunday. So today, yes, your calendars are not deceiving you. It is the first Sunday, but Art has retired as of the end of the year. And so our spin-off show, which is called Sold Out after the Coffee House, was on the opposite weeks because we got a lot of listeners that wanted us to do that. And so we only do Christian independent artists. If you're on a major Christian label, we don't play Christian label artists because we feel we need to play where the ministry's happening. And no offense to anybody, and some people, we know you're all really, really talented and everything, but you see, you don't have control over what you do. If you wanted to do a benefit concert impromptu on your day off, you happen to be off tomorrow, you don't have anything in your touring schedule, you're going to normally be home sitting, do nothing. You'd still have to jump through every single management hoop known to man. And your manager and your producer and your handler and this guy and that guy, and they make sure it's cool with the A&R department and all that. And by the time you get done, they say, "Oh yeah, well you can't do a free will offering, but we'll give you our discounted price. Instead of $14,000, you could do the gig for $8,000 and give them a little discount there." Now that defeats the whole ministry purpose because most people that are at your benefit concert don't have two pennies to rub together.
Yeah.
Or if it's a benefit for something, so if they're giving you $30 to get in, they can't put money in the benefit because they're paying for your ticket. So I really feel a heart for independent artists. I feel that there's just as good, if not better, talent independent than there is on a label. And the other problem with a label that I have is cookie cutter. This doesn't happen in the secular world. It happens only in the Christian world for whatever reason. Yeah. Every song you hear on major stations that I won't name, it sounds exactly the same. Yeah. It could be a different artist. This guy's from Spokane, Washington. This other guy's from Poughkeepsie, New York. The song sounds exactly the same.
It's been sounding the same, Pat.
Yeah.
I feel like 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
About 10, 15 years.
Right.
Yep.
And it's like A equals B equals C, and that's the way you have
Anybody
to do
tells
it.
me this was spontaneously created, I'm like,
yeah.
Sure. All right.
But
Maybe.
anyway, and there he is, it coming across. I got my playlist. It's like I stopped talking and get some water before I drop dead. That's good. So only these first few are in right now, buddy? Just the first few? Okay. All right, no problem. Well, good. We're going to take a much-needed break because Johnny needs to get some water. And these guys are really, really tired. What's that? Oh, we have a phone call. Okay, before we go on the break, we don't want to keep that person holding. You're on the air, caller. You're on the air with John and Daniel and Gabrielle. Who we got out there?
You missed the call.
Who?
Missed call.
It's a missed call. Okay, we missed the call. Okay. Well, anyway, if we do have a caller, just send them in and let me know who they are, because we'll take it. If not, we're going to take a little musical break here. And we're going to go into the box. The first couple songs we're going to play, I'm going to tell you right now. We have a song by Mr. Art Silvano, the guy that used to be my radio partner. He put out a CD, and all of the money from that CD goes to our children's charities for abused children and the victims of child abuse and child sexual abuse and trafficking. The show, the organization is called Battle for Children Charities, LLC. And we do an annual Battle of Christian Bands. As I said, one of those participants is going to be at the Souled Out Coffee House on June 1st, so you can see the quality of bands that we get for that. But anyway, this song's called "You Are My God" off of his CD that he put out, and the CD is called "Hope Is Alive." And guess what? The proceeds from that CD are all going to our organization. So Art's not making anything on it. Another thing you can't do if you're on a label, because you got a lot of people that you got to pay because it was a big budget. So in any case, I don't know, I can't read that from here. Can you read that, Daniel?
Daniel Shipley.
He's Daniel Shipley.
Yep.
Good. Okay, good. We're getting your name up on the screen. That's good. So that's important. So we're going to start off with our songs in the box, and with a song by Art Silvano called "You Are My God." And then there's not a lot of hip hop and rap that I play. Okay. It just wasn't even. It has nothing personal. Just hasn't been my forte until I met Rev Trev and Sista, otherwise known as Reverend Trevor and Pamela Chambers from New York. And they have a band, a little hip-hop group that they put together called Bricks No Straw. Okay. And that goes back to the story, if you remember, of Pharaoh and the...
I thought Pharaoh immediately.
Right, and when he took the straw away from them, but they still had to come up with the same quota of bricks. Mm-hmm. Well, in of ourselves, we can't do anything like that, but see, with God, they were able to not only do that, but eventually be freed from Egypt and from captivity.
And that's what it's like to be on a label.
Yep. and it's like to be. Oh, here we go. You're gonna get me going now. I'm gonna go off on a tangent. It's like to be on a label, but then to get emancipated, like the Christian super band called Petra. Oh, and if you'll notice, they're on my playlist today. Okay. Why? Because Petra brought their catalog. So Petra's not a slave anymore. Oh. They did exactly what God did for the Israelis. Wow. And they got them out of Egypt's captivity. So they're not part of Egypt no more. Yeah. And so you can get out.
Thank you, Internet.
You can get out. So, any case, so that's what the whole Bricks No Straw thing talks about, being able to make the impossible possible with God. To make, if you're in bondage to sin or something, you could get out just by accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior. It's a free gift. All you got to do is ask him into your heart and have him take over. And let me tell you, the Bible tells us that he came that we might have life and have it boringly? No. Came that we might have life and have it horribly? No. It says he came that we might have life and have it abundantly. Yes. And I didn't give up anything when I received Christ. Even though I received Christ at 14, I didn't miss anything that my other teenage friends got. I got so much more out of it. So I encourage all of you, as this song does, the song that we're going to hear from Bricks No Straw called He's the Life. And the third song in the set is my good friend from the Monroe, New Jersey area, not far from here. He's played at our coffee house before, and he's going to be back in January to kick off the new year right with his band. A guy named Noé Feliz, and the song is called Favor of God. I call him the Puerto Rican Stevie Wonder because he kind of has that kind of style to his voice on some of the tunes, and he does a lot of R&B stuff. He's just a great guy. He's a worship leader. He's a Spanish teacher in the public school system. And he's just the nicest guy in the whole world. Really sold out to Jesus. Once you meet him, it's kind of infectious. He's really, if you're having a lousy day, just by him coming in the room and hanging with you, you'll be happy. So that's what we're going to do right now. We take a little break. You Are My God by Art Salvagno, followed by He's the Life by Bricks No Straw, finished up with The Favor of God by Noé Feliz, right here on the Sold Out radio program on HamiltonRadio.net, channel HR2.
Jesus loves me. Yes, he does. flesh, you need proof, take a breath. Full control, why you all fired up, cause the Lord's so cold. Make you shiver, see your body quiver. Roll with the giver who stand and deliver. Though you're just a sinner, he turned you to a winner. Yeah, I know you're a real tough dude and you ain't no lame. Way too proud and you never complain. Life stress can drive you insane. Just call his name and cleanse you like rain. Now you're feeling hype, all revved up like a motorbike. Ready to fly, he'll fuel your flight. Jesus be the way and the truth and the light.
He is the Alpha and the Omega, aka the Lord God Almighty, the Savior. Erase away the pain with his blood, my debt's paid up. The only way, the truth, and the life. He is the Alpha and the Omega, aka the Lord God Almighty, the Savior. Erase away the pain with his blood, my debt's paid up. The only way, the truth, and the life. He's the light. He's the light. He's the light. The only way, the truth, and the life.
The
He's
Lord
the
told me I was
light.
made for this. His words in my heart, now my heart's in the mix. Milo, Alex, feel this, you can break the chain. Hear his word, he'll erase the pain. Christ ruling and he coming back again. Tell your enemy and tell your friends. Businessmen, teachers, and the hooligans. Student thugs are your address is the pen. Separate yourself from the world, we don't blend. His well run drive, I can fill you to the brim. Power, love, sound mind, ready for the end. Jesus came to eradicate your sin, so put down the gun, put down the knife. Let's unite, don't fight, he might be coming tonight. This is mud up in your eye to receive your sight. Jesus be the way and the truth and the lie. Lie, 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 lie.
He is the Alpha and the Omega, aka the Lord God Almighty, the Savior. Erase away the pain with his blood, my debt's paid up. The only way, the truth, and the life. He is the Alpha and the Omega, aka the Lord God Almighty.
Here we go, guys. Okay, that was Noe Feliz right here on Hamilton Radio, the Sold Out radio program, Hamilton Radio Channel 3, and we're HR2 rather, and we're glad to have you all with us wherever you might be listening from. If you need to get in touch with us, we're going to give it out at the end, but I'll give it out now, especially if you're interested in possibly being on the show. If you're a Christian artist and you want to send me your material and you want to possibly have us consider you for a guest. My email address is sound4 and the word ministry at gmail.com. That's sound4 and the word ministry at gmail.com. And I'll be really, really happy to have you guys be considered. Even if we can't get you on the show because you're calling from a far-off land or a far-off part of the country and know you're not going to be anywhere in the Trenton, Robbinsville, New Jersey area, if I like your material, I'll give it airplay just like I gave it all here, because I won't play anything on a label. And as I said before, only independent artists, Christian artists, and musicians out there. So, in any case, we're trying to get Danny's headphones back so that we could do another live tune here. And like I said, Danny came all the way out from Cleveland area, no, California, right? I actually had an artist do that. She's got the prize for coming the furthest to be at the coffee house. Yeah. What happened was there's an artist by the name of Elva Fry, and she's from Encino, California. Mm-hmm. And what happened was I heard her stuff. It was a very eclectic, interesting sound and interesting sounding voice. And I said, I really want you on the show, but we're across the country. I really want you on. Actually, was on the show at the time. I didn't have it. I really want you at the coffee house. That's when I wasn't booked a year in advance, so I could do little things like that. Wow. And so she was taking a missions trip to Kenya, and she noticed that she had to make, I think, a layover in New York. So, so what she did was she called the travel agent, and she said, instead of taking the layover in New York, how much extra would it be if I stop at Philadelphia International and then go from there? So they did it, start going with the computer keyboard and did all of that. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, they said it cost you $9. $9. So it cost her $9 to come to the coffee house, which we made up easily in the offering and the merch sales. Yeah. And the next day we had a community day before her flight didn't take up to the following night. So I had a community day, an outdoor thing. And all the pastors that were in attendance at the community day, after she sang, came up there and laid hands on her and commissioned her to go to Kenya. And from there she was able to leave and go get her flight at Philadelphia International and continue along her journey for her little mission trip. Wow. And so she came the furthest. The company had sold out.
You should shoot first, getting somebody from Japan next time. See if you can get somebody that.
That would be awesome. Like, but I mean, if I get a CD or if I hear a track from Japan that I like, then hey, why not? You never know. Is your headphones working yet?
Negative, Captain.
Negative, Captain. Okay, I'll keep trying to stretch here because I can't do anything to your headphones that work unless you could sing without them.
I think I could.
All right, you want to give that a shot?
Sure.
All right, so what do you got live for us next, guys?
This is my most recent recording. This one's called The Return, and you can check it out on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify, and all that good stuff. This one's just kind of about my spiritual journey, just coming back into spirituality as you go about your day-to-day life, because you can get so busy sometimes, and it just... this song really just opens up my spirit. So.
I just want to tell Gabrielle the mic's closer because you got to eat it like it's a popsicle. So that's why I moved it closer for you.
Sucker.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
Right
here you go.
Okay, this one's
go
called
for
Return. Mockingjay, oh Mockingjay, can you read what's on my mind? 'Cause I've been searching on these city streets, just trying to find my way. Ooh.
Mockingjay, oh Mockingjay, can you read what's on my
trying to find my way. Is in the way you love me, and how are you always there? 'Cause your love means more every day. Because your love means more every day. The voice that carries me into the wild takes me far from near. Just me and my six string on my back. I'm leaving this old town. Can you help me find my way back home?
Help me find my way.
Can you help me find my way back home? Is in the way you love me, and how are you always there? Because your love means more every day. Cause your love means more every day.
More every day.
Is in the way you love me, and how are you always there? Because your love means more every day. Because your love means more every day.
All right, Mr. Daniel Shipley, everybody, and Gabrielle live here on the Sold Out Radio program. That was awesome, man.
Thank you.
Did you say you just did that one? That's a new
That one's been on all major platforms since about September, but it really came together. I went into studio and recorded that in 2017, and I just kept recording and kept trying to make it perfect and stuff like that. But it finally came together last year, and That one's called The Return.
That's great, man. That's a great tune.
Thank you.
Really enjoying this a lot. Hope everybody out there is enjoying it. I also heard from Janine while we were doing that little tune there, and we're basically have a couple guests that may be coming down the pike. We're not sure as far as dates. They're trying to work it out. One is called a guy named Father Chris. He's from out in the Michigan area. He's known as the Cool Hip Priest. He's actually a priest that plays heavy metal.
Oh, really?
So we've been trying to get him for a while. He's really cool, and he kind of hip too, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's kind of cool to see him with the cassock on and the collar, and with the guitar up there every Sunday at his church. You can check him out on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's how I found it. I just kind of stumbled across because a lot of times I find my guest this guy. I keep perusing YouTube and seeing what's out there.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to get this guy on. He writes his own stuff, and I definitely want to get this guy on the show. So Janine's been working on that. And also the worship leader from my church, the female worship leader of our team, Amanda Scrimali's got a brand new CD out. Ironically, she worked for a major radio station, which is also still going to be nameless, as a marketing and promotions manager. And when her CD came out about a month ago, they wouldn't play it.
Whoa.
So it's just around that same time that our church, my home church, is growing to the point where they need a full-time administrator in the office. And they prayed about it, and everybody kind of agreed, well, with Amanda's background and with, what she does for that radio station plus her own company, she does, like, if you want to build a brand for Daniel Shipley, she's the gal that will do it for you.
Yeah.
That's what she does. She helps out a lot of Christian artists and organizations. So I highly recommend her. She's the nicest person in the world, but she really loves what she does. And she has just a caring and kind-hearted, Christ-like disposition. And they prayed about it, and it was like an unanimous. The elders of the church who aren't related to my pastor said, no, she's, the whole church, she's it. But how are you going to get her away from the radio station? So they sat her down and said, this is what we're thinking. And she put her resignation in, and she starts the last week of May. She starts with us full-time at the Haven Church, and she's no longer going to be with that radio station. And as I said, they won't play her stuff when she was in play before she turned her resignation in. But I've already been playing it and already been trying to get her as a guest. And she's an employee. Like, come on, can we at least bend the rule for somebody that works there? For crying out loud, that brings you guys a lot of money from what she does. You can't play her side. Believe me, the album is not one of these ones done in somebody's basement on a little Fostex. The album is top notch. I mean, she has connections in Nashville when she lived there for a while. So she went down to one of the top studios down there and had it done to her exact specifications. So it sounds great. So we hope to have Amanda Scrimali on the show soon, and also the Cool Hip Priest himself will be here. So what's next? Do you have any other gigs? Even though you don't not have any gigs this time, you're going back home. Do you have any other stuff in the pike that we could tell people about that's coming up for you?
A lot of stuff going on in Ohio. A lot of some festivals.
Fine, we have no walls here. This is internet radio.
Yeah. We got some festivals in Ohio that I'll be playing at that are in the works currently, and we're trying to put together a arts kind of collective with Gabrielle. Actually, she does dance as well. She's a professional modern dancer, which is like between jazz and ballet.
Well, I'm a big fan of World of Dance. I watch it every Sunday.
It's kind of like contemporary ish, kind of flexed feet instead of pointed shapes, angles.
I would love to see it. She should try out for that show because we have a lot of great Christians that have actually been on that program.
Yeah.
But I would love to see her do that stuff.
So what we're gonna do is in Cleveland, it's gonna be called Vision and Sound, and anybody listening in Cleveland, Ohio, or Ohio anywhere, if you just look up Danny Shipley or Gabrielle Shipley and just look up Vision and Sound, we're gonna be putting together a arts collective. It's gonna be spoken word, and we're gonna have artists like myself playing, and we're gonna have dance, and we're just gonna try to make Cleveland kind of like at least what we can kind of have more of a scene to it with arts and stuff like that, and just put into the area around.
When is it going to be?
It's in the works. So we're looking at end of May or early June.
Oh my goodness,
it's going to be great.
I wish I could get off of work. Actually, the way my work schedule works, I'm off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every week. So if I had to head somewhere, I could head out Thursday after work, and when I get out at 10 o'clock, and start heading out. But man, I would love to be at something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Eventually, we're going to be able to do some kind of remote situation here at Hamilton Radio, which is also something that we've always dreamed of and is in the works, then I could actually do, I'm going to be over there on a Sunday, I could actually do the program from there.
You could do it from the
that'd be
toppest tower in
fantastic.
Japan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Highest
just
tower
want to
in
like
Japan.
bring the arts together, you know, and like bring everybody's creativity together and just bridge the gap. You know, even when you think Christian artists, non-Christian artists, whatever in between, like we want to be that bridge, you know,
Yeah.
and just have everybody in one setting and just let, you know, creativity explode and see what happens. You know,
Well,
and
they'll
not be
do it,
limiting.
man. That's absolutely. Now I know. You guys don't have any children yet?
Say again?
You have children?
We have
No
a small
children.
dog.
Oh well, I mean,
Here we go.
I was gonna bring that up. You stole my punchline. I was gonna bring that. I saw that beautiful baby with the tongue. Oh no, that's the dog. I saw a beautiful baby with the tongue sticking out over there. Next time, hopefully, we could bring the dog. That'd be
Louis
great.
is our pride and joy.
We'll hold him while we're doing the interview. His name is Louis. He's a Shih Tzu Pekingese mix.
Mix.
Wow.
He weighs about 1.5 pounds more than I did last time I weighed him. I'm like, wow, I'm getting fat.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah. He's having a hard time jumping off and on beds.
So, well, the good thing about having the dog is they're portable, and
Yeah,
you
right.
don't necessarily need a dog
Small
sitter. But basically, that's good. But once you have kids, you'll take advantage of it now. Is what I was going to tell you.
Yep.
That's
Do
the
all
plan.
the stuff you could do, because when you have kids, it's going to be harder.
It's different.
There's an old Christian artist that's been around since the beginning of Christian contemporary music named Randy Stonehill, and his dog Nigel has his own website, and he comes to the concerts with him, and they put him in a carrier in between them when they sing on stage because he's so old. He's like 20 in dog age. He's like an incredible. He's like 27 years old in dog age, which is dogs usually don't live that long. Okay, so and,
What kind of dog is it?
it's
Do we know?
it looks like, I could show you a picture of it. I have no. It's definitely in the terrier family.
Yeah,
It's,
okay.
it's about yay big. Okay, but Nigel is so cool. So he says, I should have brought his business cards to show you. Hi, thanks for visiting me at the table. And his favorite scripture verses are on the back of the card.
Yeah.
And a little picture of him, and he's on the website. If you go to Randy Stonehill's website, and you'll see the tab for Nigel. You click on Nigel. He's got his own website. But he sits between him on a little carrier while him and his wife sing, because his wife does what you do. She does the harmonies with him, and Randy plays guitar. Then Nigel's right in the carrier, right
Oh
in
my
between them.
God.
And
You're giving us too many ideas.
yeah, and
not
everybody
bad.
loves Nigel. They come to if nothing else, they get people to the merch table and they buy stuff because they come to see
The
Nigel.
dog. Oh, my God.
So that's why I thought of that right away. The Shih Tzu with the tongue out, have like right there at the merch table. Put his little carrier.
We
get his little
already-
business cards.
We already take him into Walmart and Target.
Target.
We've snuck him into drive-through movies.
Oh,
Yes.
We're gonna start taking him into the mall because we've seen several dogs walk around the mall. Because it's just an 8-pound dog. Like, I feel like you can't even tell if it's even a being. Like, is it an animal? Is it actually an animal, or is that a Teletubby, a stuffed animal or something?
Right.
And he's just the greatest. Nobody's ever raised a finger against him.
Oh, that's great. I should hope not. Well, we like to get him on he's welcome at the coffee house. He's certainly welcome on the program here.
He can announce us.
We do have a rule about nothing other than water in the studio anymore as far as beverages, but I didn't see a no pet rule in there as long as the pet
Come on.
doesn't dirty on the carpet.
That might be a
That.
Oh, he might have a little
be a
accident on
maybe.
the carpet.
Might scare him.
We'll have to bring him in the carrier then, or in his little bed or whatever. If we'll pen him up somehow. But I'd love to get him on the show, and definitely at the coffee house. That'd be
He's a
great.
character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he is. And what's his name again?
Louis.
Lewis.
L-U-I-S.
Louis Shipley.
Yeah.
So you could do that as he could get little cards, and he could be your manager, managed by Louis Shipley and Company.
We think of him more as like a mascot.
There you go.
Yeah.
Our mascot.
Get him a hat.
Exactly. That'd be cool. Little glasses, a little
Yep.
sweater with, what's
Oh,
your
yeah.
your guys' picture embroidered on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
That'd be great. Well, we're gonna play 3 songs in the box now, and take a little break. Believe it or not, the time goes very fast.
Yeah.
As you can see by the clock on the wall, or not on the wall, until it's there at 6:19 already. So we're going off the air at 7, and also we want everybody to stay tuned for my good friend Alyssa Lego. Alyssa is an amazing young lady. She's only like 16 years old, and she's got the mind of a 30-something-year-old. She's her whole, just to tell you, her show is about philanthropy, fashion, because she designs and has her own clothing company,
Wow.
and fun, because her and her people have a lot of fun, and a lot of the proceeds from her fashion goes to autism. because her brother is autistic.
Wow.
And so this young girl was a dancer in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade last year and everything.
Wow.
I mean, she's done it all at the ripe old age of 16. And she's pretty amazing. So her show is called Chit Chat with Alyssa Lego. I was happy and honored to be a guest on the show talking about Battle for Children charities, because children, especially children that are abused and trafficked, are very near and dear to her. But she's got more than well. I always say to God, if you give me and my wife a daughter, I want her to turn out just like this one, man.
Yeah.
Because she's already got a radio show. She's already got her own company. And half of the money from all the clothes go to autism. So.
Wow.
So anyway, she's coming up, so you don't want to miss that. That follows our show every week. So we're really happy to have Alyssa here. And so we're going to listen to, right now, Mr. Eddie Mann, who lives in Florida most of the time, but he still has his house in Philly. And he actually walked into my coffee house. He's supposed to be in Florida. He comes walking into the coffee house last night. I was in shock, to see the Paul Paoli band. So he was the first artist on the stage that sold out 19 years ago. Wow. And still does our Christmas show every year. So this is off his brand new CD. I think this is CD number 16 or something like that for him. He does all of his own studio work, his own stuff, and it's called "Let the Steadfast Love of Let Your Steadfast Love Be Upon Us" from the new CD with Eddie Mann. And then we have another group of guys that are awesome singers. They kind of like the Latino answer to Boyz II Men. They're called 424. That's FOUR 24 after their favorite verse, I believe, in Matthew. I think it's Matthew 4:24. And then it's called a song called "Only You." And we're going to finish it up with my good buddy Joe Morales, who has the Joe Morales Trio. Great bunch of guys, and they've been on the show, and a lot of things happening for them. But they sound great, and this is off their brand new CD called "Glorious Night." So we'll start off with "Let Your Steadfast Love Be Upon Us" by Eddie Mann. Go right into "Only You" by 424, and finish up the set before we come back live with some more with Daniel and Gabrielle with "Glorious Night" by Joe Morales. You're listening to Sold Out on Hamilton Radio 3.0 app and hamiltonradio.net, channel 3, channel HR2.
Let your steadfast love be upon us, O Lord, even as we hope in you. Let your steadfast love be upon us, O Lord, even as we hope in you. Let your steadfast love be upon us, O Lord, even as we hope in you. Let your steadfast love be upon us, O Lord, even as we hope in you. Our soul waits for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. Our soul waits for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. Let your steadfast love be upon us, O Lord, even as we hope in you. Let your steadfast love be upon us, O Lord, even as we hope in you. Our heart is glad in Him. We trust in His holy name. Our heart is glad in Him. We trust in His holy name. Let it rain down, let it rain down, let your love rain down on us. Let it rain down, let it rain down, let your love rain down on us. Oh, let it rain down, let it rain down,
steadfast love rain down, Lord. Ooh, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Let your steadfast love rain down. To wash away all my fears and tears, Lord. You wash away, let it wash away, let it wash away. Our hearts are glad in Him, and we trust in His holy name. Ooh, let it rain now. Let it rain now. Let your steadfast love rain down. Let it rain, let it rain. Let your steadfast love rain down. Oh, let it rain, let it rain. Let your steadfast love rain down. Your love is perfect, it's like no other. Better than fathers, better than mothers. A love so enduring, there isn't another that comes close to the love I've discovered. Though I don't deserve it, it's shining down on me. Showers of blessings are falling upon me. Where does it come from? Only you, Jesus. Only you, Jesus. Only you can love me like you do and care for me like you. Not my mother, father, sister, brother. There's no lover like you. You gave me the victory over all insecurity. And I'm better now, I'm stronger now, only because of you. Your love is perfect, it's like no other. Better than fathers, better than mothers. A love so enduring, there isn't another that comes close to the love I've discovered. Though I don't deserve it, it's shining down on me. Showers of blessings are falling upon me. Where does it come from? Only you, Jesus. Only you, Jesus. Only you can love me like you do and care for me like you. Not my mother, father, sister, brother. There's no lover like you. You gave me the victory over all insecurity. And I'm better now, I'm stronger now, I'm better now, I'm stronger now, I'm better now, I'm stronger now. Oh, not my mother, father, sister, brother. There's no lover like you. You gave me the victory over all insecurity, and I'm better now. I'm stronger now, only because of you.
Waited for the moment to arrive. Held on every word just to get by. But I don't wanna hide, and I'm not gonna lie. Especially on this glorious night. It wasn't long before I saw it through, and I couldn't force or push my point of view. But I don't wanna lie, I don't wanna hide, especially on this glorious night. When you got a feeling dying in your soul, and it overwhelms you, gotta take control. There is nothing to it, step into the light, to fall into the fire, step into the light, this glorious night. There is nothing you can leave behind, a path of tired memories you would find. Feeling so alive, the future looks alright, especially on this glorious night. When you've got a feeling dying in your soul, and it overwhelms you, gotta take control. There is nothing to it, step into the light, fall into the fire, step into the light on this glorious night, this glorious night. There is bubbles buzz. So when you're sad and far away,
It was a sold out radio program. That was a little more of Art Salvagno from his new CD, Hope is Alive. And as we said, all the proceeds go to Battle for Children Charities, a organization that's very near and dear to my heart, in that I coordinated their Battle of the Christian Bands to get them the bands that are in it. And unlike Battle of the Christian Bands when you guys are in high school or college, it's not really a battle. The battle is actually the play on words. We're a bunch, because I don't get scrub bands or bands that are garage bands or anything like that. And it's all, and whoever wins is like got bragging rights, and maybe we'll get a couple gigs out of it. Now I get established bands, the best I could find from one year to the next, to join together to do battle, get it, battle against child abuse, child sexual abuse, and child trafficking. How about that? So that's how we do it, you see? So it's all about that. It's a battle of the Christian bands, but battle is not the working word. And by the way, I don't know what it says on that screen there, Danny, so you're going to have to, if it's for me, let me know if it's anything.
Alyssa will not be on tonight.
Okay. Well, the Alyssa Lego program will not be on tonight. I see that now. That's perfect size for me, Ruben. So if you ever got to put stuff up for Blind John, that's got to be size. What do you want? I had 7 eye surgeries. I was actually born blind. Yet another story we could talk about sometime.
What a guy.
Yes, I was born blind. So God had a plan for me, Ruben. Yeah, and have it flash and be like a marquee. No, but that's about the size we need it. So Alyssa Lego will not be on the air tonight. Hey, Ruben, can you put up there? We're going to do you could put a yes or no up there. Are we going to do a pre-recorded program for her tonight? Are we just going to get to hear chit chat tonight, or no? Yes. Okay, we're going to hear a pre-recorded program. So even though she won't be live, there's also something big coming up in a couple of weeks, Ruben. If you want me to talk about that, I'd be happy to. That you were telling me about before. Okay, well, tell me about what that is. It's a shop, sell, and strut, or did I get that backwards? Event, and it's going to be, I believe, next Sunday. And because it doesn't look like we have a guest next Sunday.
Yes. It's going to be next Sunday, and I don't want to say unfortunately or fortunately, because it's a good event.
Well, I didn't mean it that way either,
Yeah.
But we want to, and also because you don't even have to rush back to do my show now. All you can do is put a pre-recorded on. So
if you
where's it going to be?
I'm going to try to get somebody to cover at least from 4 to 5:30 for me, so it gives me enough
There you
time
go.
to get back from Freehold.
Oh, excellent.
So I get somebody here and have preset. See if I can get Gina here to do 4 to 5.
Can they all hear you, by the way?
I think they can.
Okay.
I can hear him.
Okay, good. Well, I know we can, but I just want to make sure
I know.
those in Radio Land can hear you,
Well,
so I don't have to repeat everything you're saying.
Saying it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Shop Sell Strut, they asked me for months to do this. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure if they wanted me to broadcast from there or record and rebroadcast the show. So most likely I'll be recording it.
Right.
And then rebroadcasting it later.
So next show for Alyssa might be also pre-recorded next week while we get that down. Or
well, they might come back early. It's just that I have to try
Okay.
to get back here. So if you're on the air next week,
Right.
I'm here in time, at least to take over, because we're also doing karaoke nights at Friendly's.
Yes, and
restaurant
I wish that my show
Robbinsville.
wasn't on so late, because I'd love to go over there and check it out. We had a great lunch over there. If you're ever in the area, go to them. They're in Washington. Is it Washington Avenue?
Washington. Yeah,
Right off of 33.
right
Gabby
off of
approves.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Gabby approves.
yeah.
Gabby approves.
Gabby Cruz.
So good.
Yes. So so if they want to go to that event, can they actually go to that event live?
Yeah, they can. I'll be honest, I don't have all the information.
Well,
on
we'll get it
but,
to you.
But you can go on Chit Chat with Alyssa Lego on her Facebook page,
Right.
and it's called Shop Sell Strut, which she's I can never pronounce that word, so forgive me.
Yes.
Philanthropy.
Philanthropy
Thank you.
and
I always
fashion
have a
and
tongue
fun.
twist with that one.
Philanthropy, fashion, and fun.
Fun, and she helps out
She's awesome.
disabled teens and kids.
I'm sorry to not hear, because I really wanted Gabby and Danny to meet her tonight. I really
Yeah. Yeah, no. Well, maybe next time they're in town and we have these arrangements for you, maybe they can stay over and they can see
Yeah.
us.
She would. You guys would love her, man. And like I said, if I have a daughter, she knows I want one just like her. I mean, that girl has got so much going on for someone that young, to have that kind of maturity level and that kind of heart. It's inspiring to me. It really
Yeah,
is.
I know. Exactly. She actually impressed me too as well.
Yeah. I know. You have less trouble with her than the adult DJs here, right?
Yeah. Oh, you read my mind.
And she's a kid. You think she'd be troublesome. Now the adults, those grown-up DJs, are a pain in the butt. They really are. So that's what's going on. So you're going to get a pre-recorded show coming up at 7:30 tonight, possibly a pre-recorded or a live show next Sunday at 7:30 following our show. And our show was probably going to be pre-recorded at this point too, but we just ask for your prayers as Janine is working diligently to get us live guests like Danny Shipley and Gabrielle.
Oh yeah, these guys are wonderful.
Yeah, and we can't wait to have them back again and then have them at our coffee house. And if I start coffee house number 2, which we're trying to get that going with Mr. Ed Jacko from Gregory the Great's church around the corner. If we get coffee house number 2 going back up in Hamilton here again, these guys are on the short list for that because that's not booked. Nothing's booked on there, so they're definitely going to be there in that first year.
And John, I just want to say, hopefully, like Daniel and Gabriel here. When artists like this travel far, keep us in prayer that we'll get one of the hotels to sponsor the radio program, so these guys don't have to. They can rest before they leave.
Exactly, because their stuff will be the stuff about their hotel will be on the new website that's being built. We'll have an active banner there. They'll get advertising from us on-air DJs,
right?
And then we'll make sure our artists that come to any of the shows here stay there exclusively.
Yeah, we're trying to work. I'd like to get them at least a 2-night stay. So they come the day before, stay over.
Yep. That would have been great for you guys last night. You could have came straight here from after Karen's place, stayed right in the area. That would be awesome.
So it's in the works. So hopefully get a lovely couple like these right here.
That's great.
The Shipleys here.
Well, we're still a work in progress, we're doing it by God's grace, and people like Ruben Rodriguez, our co-owner and producer, engineer, has been with me since the beginning, even when I was at Sunday Worship and Talk, and Gino Pirro, who once in a while pops his head in, the founder of the whole menagerie. It started in his basement, 21 years ago.
Yep, 21 years ago.
So it started in his basement. Look where we've come. We come from there to the Dwyer Center, a little closet that we had over there.
Well, actually, no, the Dwyer Center, where we first did our show there.
Yeah.
That was just off the concept, the idea of doing a live radio.
Wow.
And I never knew it would come to this, to this level that we have here. And I'm very humbled, believe me.
Oh yeah, we had the little loft that got torn down where where our new building is actually standing, and then of course the blue building, and now this is about as close to ownership as we've ever come because we practically designed this place to exactly how we wanted it.
Yep.
So it's now about just getting unpacked, getting it furnished, and the Lord providing everything we need to get going. And I know He's going to do that.
Oh yeah, the furnishing's going to come later since we get all the technology installed.
Yeah, and then hopefully we could see you at the same time, so I won't be nervous that you're not hearing me because I'll be able to see you nod at me on a TV screen.
Oh yeah, you will. You'll see me one of these days.
It keeps you on your toes. It's fun though. You can't even see him.
Yeah.
Like, what is he thinking?
He's feel like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
right.
The Wizard.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Why do you come to see me?
If I only had a brain. Anyway. I can't give you a brain, but I can give you this diploma. That's if you saw the Wizard of Oz. That's what he got. He got a diploma, not a brain. He said, "You had a brain all the time," Anyway, so we digress. So before we get too late, it's now. What time is it now? I missed the big clock on the wall. I can see it now. 6:44 over there. I see the clock. So we got about 15 more minutes to go, and these guys are going to get a much-needed rest. We tried to give them a little bit of time to get ready before the show, but they need to go to bed. They really do. They need to go to bed and relax.
What sleep?
That's right. What sleep? So what do you got for us, Danny, for your next song?
This one's called Beautiful World, and it's a much more laid-back song than the rest of them. So
okay.
Here we go.
Here you go.
morning sun on my face. Children outside laughing. Oh, what a beautiful world. Now you're talking to me, talking to me. I just wanna get higher. I just wanna get higher. 'Cause you have awakened me in the morning. Smile on my face. I got nothing in my pocket. Oh, and I got nothing left to lose. I feel like I'm free. Nothing is stopping me. Oh, what a beautiful world. I got nothing in my pocket. Oh, and I got nothing left to lose. And I feel like I'm free. Nothing is stopping me. Oh, what a beautiful world.
That was Danny Shipley and Gabrielle right here live on the Sold Out radio program. That was awesome, man.
Thank you.
Really enjoy that. It was good. And I was going to say we're Janine's been back and forth with me on the text message. We're working on a bunch of different artists, so it'll only be a matter of time before we get some more worked in here. We might have, like I said, Amanda on. We might have that other band, Cool Hip Priest, and a guy named Lawrence Bishop II, who's got a Christian Southern rock band that a biker friend of mine, Christian biker friend of mine, turned me on to. And I as soon as I heard the video, I went right to Jeannie and said, you got to get this guy. And so she just heard the video tonight. She said, oh, this guy's awesome. So he's another Ohio boy. Don't ask me to town, but he's an Ohio boy.
What's his name again?
His name is Lawrence Bishop II, but the name of the band is I can't remember the name of it. Well, you know them?
No. Possibly. I mean, it's a small world.
I can't think of the band name, but when I go off the air, I'll look them up and do that because I don't want to bore the listeners with that now by me trying to surf for it. But but he's the leader. It's like Lawrence Bishop and blah blah blah. I forgot the name of the band, Spare Parts or something like that. I don't know. But we'll get it, and we're gonna try and get him on the show. The stuff is just awesome. So, in any case, we're grateful that you guys were here today. That you took the ride out. To be with us today.
Thank you.
And we're just blown away by your music and your ministry, and really thankful that he gave you Journey Mercies out here, and I got to meet. And definitely, I gotta get to that festival thing you guys are gonna do.
Vision and Sound, yeah, we're gonna try to do it bi-monthly if we can.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I had no idea Gabrielle's also a dancer, so that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
she's phenomenal. She's pretty much Wonder Woman.
I got to get her together with. We have another show that I do called Try God First with me and Pastor Gregory McMillan. His daughter Tirza is also a dancer, and she a lot of times, even though it's not normal, when she's home from college, she would come to church and do a liturgical thing on Sunday, just kind of impromptu, put a track on and do it, and her liturgical dancing was not necessarily the normal liturgical dancing because it had a lot of modern wrapped into it. She's just awesome. But I would love to have you guys link up sometime. That would be great when she's home from college. But I guess that's why she's the captain of the field hockey team at college, because she's very limber.
Yeah.
Definitely. And they're like a champion. She brought that team from nothing to a championship when she was in her freshman year. Because her high school team was champions. So they immediately coerced her to, hey, come to this college because you're going to be great on the field hockey team. And then she almost led them to a championship in her first year. Wow. So she's incredible dancer and a field hockey player. Yeah. So what else you got there? We're going to close it out with one more, and then we'll say our goodnights here on the Sold Out program.
This song, this is being recorded. Vocally, I'm finishing everything, but it's being in the works, and we're hopefully going to get it radio ready. Great. It'll be my second release this year, and this one's called Slow Jams.
Hey, Slow Jam. You're listening to Danny Shipley here on the Sold Out Radio program.
I'm on fire. My mind races like a machine, and at night I'll chase the shadows. I wonder if I'll find sleep. I see the lights on in the city. I wander and watch until the day. And if you could take this all from me now, and could you take all that I lost? All my lights feel like a road, miles just keep on pushing on. I know one day I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. 'Cause you are like my sun and my moon. I wanna give you all that I am. And if you could take this all from me now, take it away. Could you take all that I lost? all from me now. And could take all that I lost. And could take all that I lost. And could take all that I lost.
That was Daniel and Gabrielle Shipley live here on the Sold Out radio program, Hamilton Radio HR2. And we've come to the close of another edition. We are still, I was just communicating with Janine during that, my program coordinator, Janine Jan Domenico of the band Eclectic Grace. We're going to have them on too now that they have a full band. They used to be just a duo, but we're going to have Janine come on. And we're still actively seeking a co-host that is also musically inclined that could take the place of our original co-host, who's right now on kind of a temporary sabbatical of an indefinite period of time, Richard Jeffus. But we miss him very much, and he knows that we love him, and we send him our best, and I get to see him in other stuff that we do. He's a great guy, and he was a great co-host. So it's kind of big shoes to fill. But we know that there's somebody out there that might want to do it, might want to come out here and be with us live, that it's musically inclined, that has a heart for independent music and not the label stuff, and that would know how to, instead of ramble like me and sometimes, but give even a better interview. Richard always knew what questions to throw in between. The guy was amazing. Plus, he had quite a wit, so we used to do a lot of comedy banter. There was an old skit from Saturday Night Live where Jimmy Fallon was a radio disc jockey, and I think Ben Affleck was.
Jimmy Fallon.
You remember when Ben Affleck,
that.
when
Yep.
he was Dirty Dan the Garbage Man?
Yep.
I did not remember that.
Okay,
So good.
well that was a skit,
So funny.
and Jimmy Fallon had now got the morning drive on this radio station, and he invited the character played by Ben Affleck to come visit. And then they started getting into a feud on air over, and then they said, like, what are we doing here? And then they finally came to their senses and made up at the end and went back to but it was great. It's like, and we're back. Now here with Dirty Dan the Garbage Man. And me and Rich,
back.
Marie and Rich can do that perfect. Rich could do it perfect. So we would do the whole sketch. We tried to find it on YouTube, but for some reason, they got a zillion sketches from the old Fallon days on Saturday Night Live, but for some reason, I don't know whether that one got copywritten or what happened, because they don't have it
Just
anywhere.
vanished.
Sometimes somebody's lawyer said that's not cool or
Right.
something a certain way. It could have been Ben Affleck's
That's
lawyer,
right.
for all you know.
And
For all
you
I
could have
know,
been,
yeah.
but you could still see like I think there's like a maybe a 45-second snippet of it.
Yeah.
That's still out there, but I think anything over that, which would have the whole sketch, is gone. It's not even it's not even on an SNL site for people that subscribe to it.
Yeah.
But that was the funniest sketch, man. It was great. And so me and Rich do it all the time. It's funny, and so I kind of miss Rich. But anyway, we're glad you're here this week. Next week we're going to try and get a guest, but if not, we'll try to have a pre-recorded program that hopefully you haven't heard before, because we've been in transition, building the new building, and going through our growing pains, looking for a co-host, and finally getting somebody like Janine to take over for our original coordinator, who also needed to back off because needed to do some stuff with her family, and we understand that you can't do this stuff forever. So we miss Anna Laverne very much. We still play the music from her band, Regenerated Soul, and if we had more time today, we definitely would have. They're on the playlist for today. And so we miss Anna too, but we're going to be going to a barbecue at her house. It's an annual barbecue, and we're really excited that she invited us. So we're going. Can't wait to be with Anna and her family. But Janine is doing a super job. Anna introduced me to her, and she's just awesome. Considering she's never done it before, she's put a lot of time and hours into it. So it's going to take a while before we had a schedule. Anna actually had us 4 months, booked about 3 to 4 months in advance. But now we're like week to week, but we're going to get there. And we want you all to pray for us. Remember to get in touch with me at sound, the number 4, and the word ministry at gmail.com. If you have a Christian artist that you know, like Danny and like Gabrielle, that you want to hear on the show, or you want me to consider for airplay or possibly a guest, let me know. Send me a line. And if you came out of this thing with something today, and if you know a little bit about more like Jesus, more of Jesus, you know that there's a Savior that loves you, that the gift of eternal life is free. He paid the price on the cross. We just got out of the Easter season, so it should be fresh in many of your minds and hearts. But he came that you might have life and have it abundantly. It only gets better if you receive Christ. If you're having a bad time, if you're having a hard time, he doesn't necessarily take away your problems, but let me tell you, he gives you all the tools and resources to deal with them and get you out of them as unscathed as possible, except for the part that he needed in there to help you to grow, to be the person that he died for, the person that he created you to be. Don't let that free gift go away. Things are getting tough. You can't even talk about jokes anymore without people getting offended. We can't have political discussions about political parties where we used to be able to do that regardless of what party we are without yelling and getting violent with each other. Because you know why? This was all predicted in the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the last days. There will be wars and rumors of wars. There will be things that you never dreamed of that are happening. But guess what? Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever, and he wants to be your Savior because you're going to need one to get through the time that we're in right now. Amen. So don't let it slip by. Don't let it slip by. And Danny, tell them how they could get in touch with you if your music has touched them and they might want to drop you a line or want to download some of your stuff.
You can just go on iTunes, look up Danny, D-A-N-N-Y, Shipley, S-H-I-P-L-E-Y, and you can go on iTunes. I got my stuff on Spotify. You can look me up on YouTube. Give me a like on Facebook. Instagram is what I post on that every 2 to 3 days pretty much, and we're just always active and making music and doing great stuff and showing pictures of our dog,
which I love. I want to have the dog. The dog's gonna be sitting right here next time, I promise. What I want to do is also, how can they get in touch with you? If you want them to get in touch with the manager or get in touch with you, that's fine. But how can they get you to come out to their church?
Best way to do it is just my email. It's just Danny Shipley, again D-A-N-N-Y S-H-I-P-L-E-Y 91 at gmail.com. So 91. So just my first name, my last name, 91 at gmail.com, and just shoot me an email, and I will take care of that.
He won't answer. He'll never answer you, but no, just kidding. No.
But anyway, out for the rest of the year.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being with us on this first edition of the Sold Out Radio Pro in the new studio. We're very excited. We love this place, and we hope to have many, many more live guests, including doing a quarterly coffee house where we can invite some of you, be a limited number of tickets available, some of you to come in and sit with us and have some coffee and listen to some great music live. Okay, God bless you till we're with you live again. We'll try to keep the pre-recorded programs as interesting as possible, and stay tuned for a great replay of a program of the Chit Chat Live program with Alyssa Lego coming right up. And we love you. And take it away, Sis Adrian, with our outro. God bless you. We'll see you soon.
And invite you to join us every Sunday, live right here on Hamilton Radio, channel HR2. Please feel free to reach out to us. The address is sound4ministry@gmail.com. Till next time, this is your announcer, Yo Adrian, wishing you peace and reminding you to stay sold out to Jesus Christ.